Dude, did you hear?
Pretty excited.
We're actually starting this. We're posting it onto YouTube.
Yeah, so this is going to be the first one actually posted up. Nice to see you. My name's Anthony.
J Money.
That's J Money. And we're here to bring you the Overcome podcast, which is something that we've
Talking about.
been talking about, like literally talking. Oh, timer's done to get started. So perfect timing.
Time blocks.
Yes. Okay, so time blocks is a concept that we introduced into the podcast, just coming out hot. So time blocks is the thing that we implemented in order to structure our day accordingly.
And I'd say we've evolved it to be a flexible time block. Because at first, it was pretty restrictive, rigid. But I like how we just kind of look down at certain points when we really want to be efficient with our time. And we just say time block. And then it doesn't matter if it's 30 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours. It's just whatever we feel at that time that's most productive and feels and is feasible or practical.
That's key. Like when you first talked to me about time blocks, or like I think podcast beta, but I really want to. I want to, like, if we're gonna post this, which we are. Hi. One thing when you said we need to structure our time or start structuring our time blocks, my mind immediately went to weeks and block. There's no that. You're like, no, just like got into the habit of when we look at the clock. So look at the watch, look at the clock behind me or anywhere. Okay, right now it's 6:30. We have the next hour. So at 7:30, we're done with this task. Like, okay, so you're pre-planning your steps first, 20 steps down the trail rather than planning out the whole fucking trail plus the hike plus the drive there plus the hotel stay. all that all that other bullshit.
I thought you almost died.
I did. R.I.P. me. You're wasting valuable time on laughing, man. Oh, man.
No. I'm time blocking my laugh, okay?
Good. And done.
2 minutes on this.
2 minutes of the laugh. 2 minutes of the laugh. Anyway. Time blocks.
Why would anybody consider doing one or implementing time blocks?
The only resource that we have that's extremely valuable is really time.
I mean, that's a fact.
Right? Like, that's a fact. The only thing we do have is time.
Yes.
And the only thing that we can back, time. Everything else on this earth is renewable and always regenerating. Time goes and it does not come back.
It doesn't. And then when you use statistics or math, which it's coming, 15 years is only 5,475 days. Think about it. When you break it down into days, that's like, holy crap. You got 5,000 cards or coins or days.
$5,000.
$5,000 in general. That's not a lot when you really think about it.
That was $5,000 was like, holy shit, I got a decent.
Yeah.
Right now, $5,000 like, okay, I can spend $2,000 just on things I need.
And it's the same with age as you get older.
Yeah.
Those $5,000 or days is not that much as you're an adult. Versus when I was a child, it was so much money. It's the same idea there.
Crazy.
So it is scary, but then it's also scary enough to be like, okay, what am I going to do with the days that I have remaining? Yeah. The time that I have.
Structured blocks come into play.
It does, because people usually say, how can I better manage my time? It's the wrong way to think about it. It's more of, what am I going to do with the time that I have allotted to me? Which is the 5,000 days, or every single day, or every hour, depending on what you want to do with it. That's the cool thing too, is that no one's here to tell you what you should be doing with it. But it's just a fact of the matter, a fact of life, that we only got so many days on this earth.
Finite.
Yeah. So figure out what you want to do with it.
Time blocks is a concept that you can. It's very practical. Just a thought process or just a practice for the day. I'm going to try and schedule my day in 30-minute blocks.
Yeah.
What happens?
Well, because
as they come,
most people feel bad when they're wasting time. Most people do.
Most people. I know not feel bad. Not even a year ago. I could waste fucking 10 hours a day playing it. That shit
But
is
it
real.
hits you sooner or later, though.
What's crazy is that I wish I had all that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I have the memories.
Yeah.
Cool. I've got memories. Fun. I've made friends. Now I have something nostalgic to look back on. But goddamn, if I had that time,
You had it back, yeah.
I would be back.
Yeah, osmosis. Yeah.
But we can't do that. So time blocking.
That's all we got. That's what we got in front of us right now. It's time blocking. Let's talk about what we're even trying to do.
Okay. Roll with this starting or the podcast?
Let's start with the podcast.
Okay.
What is your hope from this podcast and what you want the audience to get from listening in?
Okay. So
some general ideas.
So podcasting is a way for you to express who you are, audio form, and let people vibe with you, not vibe with you. You also get a message across. And my message with Overcome, you're going to listen to us. We're going to listen to each other be fucking idiots for a little while, maybe pass along our nuggets, but that's one of the themes I like is golden nuggets. Kind of epiphany light bulbs, and like that's such a good concept. Somebody else might see that and go, fuck yes, I'm saving that in my favorites to listen.
Yeah.
I do, but it gives spark. And all you need now, and a thing that I really want to start pushing, start acting on the fucking spark. Right? Separate, I'm going to get back to that. Remind me about acting on the. But other than that, a podcast, start with us two. Grow to interview people. Us two again, or just. And what I really want to do is I want to invite people onto the podcast that are very influential, have so-called made it and well known. And the only way people are well known are through me. I want them to express hardest times in there. Like we know what they did. We know they have the book. We know they fucking look amazing on social media. But I want them to sit here and be like, you know what? One of the hardest times that I thought I would never make it was strategies that now are this not as bullet point as that.
I think it's just their stories.
Yes.
Right?
So stories are what connect with people.
Exactly.
That's in a podcast and want to get, I'm actively living my story by starting a podcast.
Exactly.
Back to Spark. Talking about this not too long about massive action.
It was yesterday. While walking in the living room in circles.
Circles.
Because the goddamn mosquitoes are just crazy right now.
Nothing but just bathe in off.
Yeah. I'll spray just every day. That's your shower gel.
Walk around sticky.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Hey, they're good scents now too. So
not a sponsor.
Still not a sponsor. So Spark.
Spark. Right now dinged. We're talking about massive action and how ideas act on it. More than likely it's stock that or back of the closet. You never.
I said this in a couple of TikToks ago where I was explaining it in the health realm or fitness realm is as soon as the idea runs into your head again, act as immediately as possible because of the same idea is the longer you wait, the probability of you actually doing it or taking action on it gets increasingly lower and lower. And I would tell this whenever I was in personal training and I had a meeting with a potential client. Yeah. I would literally tell them after our conversation, and they're still like unsure or whatever, I got to talk to the husband, yada, yada. I would say, look, I get that, but as soon as you walk out of this door, the probability or the likelihood that you're going to sign up or start training decreases significantly. And I probably won't see you. And 99% of the time, I don't see them ever again. And it's not because they didn't want it or they didn't have enough motivation or enough money. It had nothing to do with that. It was just a matter of fact, as soon as you walk out of a situation or a conversation that you wanted change, life grabs you immediately back out in the world.
Like making big, huge plans while you're buddies, and at the time it's like, oh my god, this is gonna change the world. Monday morning, the alarm goes off, and you're like,
You're back to reality.
I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
anything.
And so that's why I recently I started to act very quickly on whenever we would have an idea that was presented to us. Obviously, you would use logic. You would insert logic.
And just
Can't just like, say, oh, well, I feel like doing heroin.
yeah. Cool. Let me act on it right now.
Let me act on it right now. We're not promoting impulsivity here. It's basically meaning that if you know there's something that's good for you and the people around you and the broader community, why not act on it now? Especially if it's something that you express that you wanted. It kind of makes no sense that you would wait even further.
Yeah, there's no point in waiting, first of all, but second of all, you'll never have that doubt or that self-depreciation doubt of like, man, fucking do.
So when potential personal training clients came to me, I was already a mindset later on in my career was they're coming to me for a reason. They literally blocked off their schedule. They drove all the way to the facility.
Yeah.
They made time for me, and then they tell me no, or I'll think about it. It makes no sense. And it's not a judgment on them. It's just that's why I try to encourage them. Like, you're here for a reason. Exactly. Had nothing to do with money, had nothing to do with time that you don't have. It just had to do with the fact that for whatever reason, you did not want to act on it immediately.
Reminds me of Spark, right? First thing I thought about right now when I thought of Spark in action, right? So massive action, or you're in the wild, try to make a fire so you can fucking survive at night. Spark. And right away, if you don't grab that tinder going on it, start to like fuel that fire in order to get the fire going, you're fucked.
There's
you're out
your
of a fire.
ideas, everybody, that you ever had in your entire life.
Exactly. That's your idea. So hit that spark and immediately start blowing on that fucking tinder so you can get out there. Exactly why.
So blow on your ideas, people.
Wow. Yeah. So spark. That's the main thing about the overcome is to spark. Act on the idea.
Well, here's why I believe some people don't act on that spark. And we talked about this. We get into what we call thinking problems.
Oh, God.
And I got this from Dr. Kashi. We have two sets of problems. We have thinking problems and we have practical problems. Most of the time, a lot of the inaction or procrastination or making things seem riskier come from problems. We get in our head, to use some type of phrase that everybody understands or knows. In reality, most of the time, those thinking problems are just forms of procrastination and thinking too much and resulting in inaction. Okay? And when in reality, all we needed to do was just start some sort of action. I didn't care what it was.
What's a practical way to so when you get it, oh, I get it. That's a thinking problem, not a thinking problem. Or no, a thinking problem.
Yeah, so there's some conversations where it's like, is it a chicken or egg kind of deal? But
yeah.
the matter of the fact is whenever so all problems start with practical problems. Let me put it that way. Okay. I want to lose weight. It's a practical problem. Okay. How can I make use of the time that I have? That's a practical problem. How do I make time for fitness? That's a practical problem. Scheduling, et cetera, et cetera.
And what you're saying is usually you just do
the thing. Yeah, you find solutions.
I need to lose weight, and then the red flag is the thinking problem is like,
well,
which program?
Yes, exactly.
Which program should I do?
Yeah,
should I do weights?
Should I do keto?
That thing?
Should I do paleo? Those are all thinking problems.
Right, and you want to minimize your thinking problems. Action
with practical solutions.
Right, so like a practical, actionable solution. So I want to lose weight. I'm just going to restrict my calories. First step, right? Not the right one. It's in the direction towards the right.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with taking immediate and effective action is that what you do is as soon as you start, then you have the ability to course correct. So as soon as you say you start week 1 of your weight management program, Now you have a week's worth of data to figure out what the hell happened and how to course correct or redirect your progress or what you learned that week.
That's assuming if you're good at tracking any kind of data or you're doing anything worth tracking. That
It doesn't have to be even like
weight loss. We're just like, that's something
no,
that we
it doesn't
know.
even have to be like objective objective data. It could be just, well, how did I feel this week?
Exactly.
What frustrations that arised in my mind, and you reflect on that, and that's why, in my opinion, I'm even starting to want to promote journaling during a weight loss program. I recently stumbled across this 8 years into personal training. I recently stumbled across this. Is wow, what it would be so awesome if we can create a weight management program that incorporated, and I know there's something out there that incorporated daily journaling, basically reflection, and starting your day off with, here are some things I would like to get done today, but translating that from your mind into pen and paper. Because I know there's research on this. I don't know it myself, but there is something transformative or powerful when it comes to writing things down.
Almost every motivational speaker.
In my mind, what it does is it's almost as if you're now having a conversation or a dialogue with yourself. From your mind to what's on paper now, it's like, oh, I was thinking that. I'm saying these words from in my mind. That's pretty interesting. And then you start having a conversation with yourself. Damn, you really thought that? What you just wrote, bro?
That happened to me a lot when I would journal. When I went through a really bad breakup,
Okay.
I decided to write my feelings down, right? Just like exactly how I felt. And then looking back on it a year later, you're like,
who was that guy?
Was that?
Yeah.
That person. But you're right. Like, it's almost like capturing a screenshot of your personality at that time.
Well, like I even said too about recording yourself when you're drunk.
Yeah.
That's scary as shit. Don't try it at home.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's crazy.
We do it all the time, but when you look back at your intoxicated self, you're like, who is that person?
Let's see like a different side of yourself that you're not normally used to.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So imagine getting drunk and then journaling. Holy shit. Inception.
Oh my God. There's not even a way. I bet you wouldn't even be able to read.
And taking immediate action on the spark.
You wouldn't be able to read anything that I wrote down.
Dude, it's kind of like when you drunk call your friend. It's the same thing. That's as if you did.
Or when you drunk call your ex, for that matter.
Exactly.
Hey, like, who the fuck is that person?
Exactly.
Who is that? Why is that person doing that? You hate yourself the next day for doing that.
Exactly.
Nothing to do with alcohol or anything like that. Don't promote alcoholism or anything.
No.
But it's just a reference.
You can have a drink here or there, but know yourself. Know thyself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's a good good strategy to implement if you're trying to just get anywhere in life. Is just journaling. Like you were saying, there's research and studies behind it, but like almost every single motivation that you would tells you to write your goals down. All about journaling. Another big one is meditation, which I haven't gotten into yet. Right? Just to bounce around what's going on inside of my head.
Yeah, test it out. Experiment. I love experimentation.
Best way to do it is
Especially
to massive action. Spark, that's the idea. Spark, idea, and then you got to blow the tin. Wow.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, so the nuggets so far are the first one you started with. It was before taking immediate and effective action.
Nuggets of
We'll have to review tape.
yeah, we'll have to review. We can go into like
And then the second one was journaling.
exact reason watching. Exact reason why we decided to start recording these things. Go around the block for walks. That we meet, go for a walk, blood flowing not only in our body but in our brains. Walk, we go about our day, and then that's when the nuggets start. That's when about all day have a chance to actually manifest themselves and bounce off another person's brain. I highly recommend it for any.
Yes, the more you have somebody to listen to you, the better your mental health will be.
You have to find somebody that's like free have the same value
You
system.
can trust them.
Yeah, you can trust them and value what they have to say back to you. You don't want somebody that's just gonna say, well, I don't agree with that. Or even challenge what you just said. Like, why did you say it that way?
So I once heard this from Dr. Kashi. Obviously, he's my favorite doctor. He said, you don't want friends who stab you in the back. You actually want friends who stab you in the front.
Yeah. Somebody that'll be like,
yeah,
that's wrong. That's inherently wrong. Why?
And not because, they're just talking shit or giving you hard times, because they want the best for you. And they see that no one else is going to challenge you. And everybody's just going to either not give a fuck or just agree with you. And it's like, no, I ain't doing that. I want to look out for my friend.
What was that quote that I posted in the sharpen steel? Stone sharpen stone, but men sharpen men.
Oh, yeah.
Sharpen other men. Find the right men to be around.
Yeah, I mean...
Women too. Not sexist here.
Yeah. We don't want to get banned like Andrew Tate here.
Yeah, we're not trying to taint.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we started with walking, which is something. But,
time block. That was the first one.
Oh, yeah, nuggets. Time block was the first nugget, right? So implement some sort of structure. Blocking off your time. Start with maybe 30 minutes every hour. Something practical. After you get out of work, you're like, okay, I usually go home, I relax, I go to the gym, I play with my start to allot certain time structures. So as soon as you start a new task, time, and then say, I'm only allowing this much time. Done, just done. It's almost like you're taking it down.
Yeah.
Probably came off.
And the cool thing with that is that you don't have to give up anything. So if you still want to scroll on social media, you don't have to give that up. You don't have to restrict yourself. You just time block it.
Yeah.
And now I will say this though, that's where personalities come into play. There are some people, for whatever reason, they get on TikTok, they will stay there for the rest of the night. Now, I will go even further and object to that I don't even want to say it's a personality, because then what that does, it removes agency from the person to the personality.
Okay.
Rather than at the end of the day, we still all have a decision to stop.
But no, that makes sense, right? What's crazy is that like the reason it's so hard is because these programs are like the ground up designed to keep you there as long as they possibly fucking. So yeah, that's a reality. One thing that Tom Bilyeu says that gets a lot of heat for, which is something I've always agreed with, but like there's a lot of people that don't like to agree with this, but it's like that, right? Like that's the reason why I'm on so long, is because it's programmed to keep me there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Though most people say excuses, that's just an excuse, matter, are real and they're valid.
Yes, correct.
Right? So excuses are valid and real, but what are you going to fucking do about it anyway?
Yeah.
Right?
At the end of the day, we're still free living creatures, and we have all the decision power making,
Exactly. And that's the one thing that is shittiest about excuses, that they're fucking valid.
Yeah, they're valid.
They're valid. There's a reason why.
Life is unfair.
Exactly.
Right? People have it made.
I got 7 deuce off suit. Fuck. My hand is shit.
Yeah.
So that's the first nugget. Time blocks. Second nugget, going to be spark. Act on that shit.
Yeah.
Right? Spark it. You see that spark. You see it, the ember inside that ember, start to blow that shit. Something happen when you have the idea. Third is find a confidant, a friend that you can hang out with and bounce ideas.
It was journaling, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
honestly,
journaling, be your own best friend.
Journaling, talking to some other a friend, even podcasting is journaling. And it includes, because it's documenting, and then we're also having conversation. Oh,
God damn it! If I've been clipping this whole time, I'm going to be so.
It doesn't matter. We're here.
Yeah,
and it feels good.
It does. So journal, walk, sparks, act on them.
Time blocks. Yeah.
In the Overcome Podcast, episode 1 official, with a couple betas that are probably going to be out, but
yeah.
My name's Ant.
We're here for you. J Money.
Peace out.